This is a legacy fight, and it's the biggest fight in boxing right now. I let my hands go. He either grab me or move. For the bigger guy, you should have been walking me down. You should have been bullying me if I'm not supposed to be in that weight division.
The bitter rivalry between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. was widely considered settled after their one-sided clash in July 2023. However, recent events have spectacularly reignited the tension. The fuse was lit during a candid appearance by Crawford on the 4B Pound podcast with Cameron Usman and Henry Cejudo, where he made eyebrow-raising comments that sent shockwaves through the boxing world.
We got to see. A lot of people might say, "Oh, well."
When pressed about his own legacy, Crawford confidently stated, "I can retire right now and be in the Hall of Fame." It was a bold claim, but he didn't stop there. Bud doubled down by dismissing his former rival's resume. He argued that Spence's achievements aren't enough to secure a place in the Hall of Fame, citing that Spence fought in just one division, never unified the belts, beat Kell Brook coming off a loss and an eye injury, and defeated Shawn Porter. In Crawford's view, Spence's legacy falls short of greatness, a stance that instantly ignited a firestorm on social media.
Ever a possibility where you would rematch Errol Spence? Or is he in a position where he needs to win again?
Boxing fans, analysts, and even fellow fighters quickly jumped into debate whether Spence truly deserved a spot in the Hall of Fame. For months, Errol Spence Jr. had stayed quiet, refusing to respond to Crawford's jabs. But that silence is now over. The former unified welterweight champion clapped back hard, making it clear he wouldn't let his name be disrespected. He reminded Crawford and the boxing world of his accomplishments, pointing out that he dominated the welterweight division for years, collecting major world titles one by one before their 2023 fight. Insiders close to Spence say the comments hit a nerve, sparking serious talk of a potential comeback fight.
The possibility is there. He's fighting Fedor for his title. I'm fighting for a title.
Spence is yet to return to the ring, but with Crawford's latest remarks, many believe he's more motivated than ever to set the record straight. He's fighting for his title, but Crawford is fighting for a legacy. While Spence remained quiet for months, the silence is definitively over. Insiders close to the former champion suggest these verbal jabs have sparked serious talk of a comeback, as Spence is determined to prove he is still an elite force in the sport.
And there's the possibility. He win his fight, God willing. I win my fight, God willing. And there's your possibility right there.
The build-up to the Crawford versus Spence fight was monumental. On July 29, 2023, at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Spence entered as an undefeated unified champion, but Crawford dominated from start to finish. He dropped Spence multiple times before scoring a 9th-round knockout, becoming the first undisputed welterweight champion of the four-belt era. After the fight, Spence activated his rematch clause, but the bout never materialized as negotiations stalled. Now, with tensions rising again, many are questioning whether this fight could finally return to the table. If Spence moves up to 154 pounds, could he redeem himself? Or would Crawford once again prove he's on another level?
Pound for Pound podcast, and who said that Errol Spence will not be a Hall of Famer based on his record.
I disagree. Errol had a great career.
Even Crawford's close friend and fellow champion Shakur Stevenson disagreed with his stance. On the Best Women's Boxing Show, Stevenson stated, "I disagree. I feel as though Errol had a great career. If it wasn't for Bud, he would have been undisputed. He went and got every belt one by one. I think he's a Hall of Famer." While Spence may be focused on settling the score, Crawford has his sights set on an even bigger challenge: Canelo Alvarez. The Mexican superstar recently signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Riyadh Season, securing massive fights under the Saudi banner.
Would have been undisputed, so.
Is Shakur Stevenson a hater for saying it? Let me tell you what he is, a grown-ass man. If someone says that Errol Spence...
If Spence returns, will he prove the first fight was a fluke, or will Crawford show his dominance is undeniable? And if Crawford defeats Canelo, will he cement himself as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time? The first battle was a masterclass. On July 29th, 2023, Bud dismantled Spence, dropping him 3 times before finishing the fight with a brutal 9th-round knockout. It wasn't just a decisive win, it was career-defining. What followed was just as intriguing. Spence activated his rematch clause, but as months passed, Crawford showed little interest.
It doesn't mean that they're dissing your Bud. When someone calls Errol Spence a Hall of Famer and great, they're giving love to Bud
For a while, the rematch looked dead in the water, but with Crawford's controversial Hall of Fame comments and Spence finally breaking his silence, everything has changed. If a rematch happens, it likely won't be at welterweight. After years of difficult weight cuts, Spence has long hinted at moving up to 154 pounds. Would a stronger Spence at his ideal weight have a better chance? Or would Crawford's skill and fight IQ still be too much? Adding another twist, Shakur Stevenson publicly disagreed with Bud's comments, showing that even within Bud's inner circle, some believe he is being unfair to Spence.
I'm gonna say it again. Everybody needs to get off of that rematch. Nobody wants to see that shit.
Which rematch?
He don't deserve no rematch. He got whooped.
While Spence is focused on redemption, Crawford has his sights set on an even bigger fight, Canelo Alvarez. Canelo's next opponent is IBF super middleweight champion William Skull on May 3rd. If Canelo wins, the next fight on the table could be Crawford versus Canelo in September 2025. Crawford isn't waiting around. He's already preparing for Canelo's size and power by sparring with Guatemalan puncher Lester Martinez. This raises a crucial question. Does Crawford see Spence as yesterday's news, fully focused on moving up and chasing an even bigger payday? Hashtag interview 10. On one hand, Spence wants revenge. On the other, Crawford seems to be looking past him. If they do fight again, will a stronger Spence shock the world?
Spence.
Yeah. I mean, you know the Spence fans.
Spence?
They hold it
I know
out.
it.
They believe, they man could get it back.
Yeah, but that's what makes a fan. So they can hope all they want. I don't want to see it.
Or will Crawford once again prove he's on another level? One thing is clear. The drama isn't over. What do you think? Will Spence get his rematch? Or is Crawford done with him for good? Let us know in the comments. For the latest updates on boxing news, moments, events, and action, subscribe to Boxing Hub, turn on notifications, and check out our other videos.